Prime Minister of Grenada, Tilman Thomas. President of the Republic of Slovenia, Danilo Tvork. Prime Minister of Mali, Cisse Mariam Kaidama Sidibe.
And a lot of troubles here in the United States. So my point is this: I know that the world has a lot of troubles. The most challenging problem for humankind in the future.
We're all outperforming the United States and a lot of other countries in terms of their unemployment rate, their growth.
What is good is that generally we all organized different conferences to try to deal with the issue. The emotion, the concern that is usually expressed by is very serious, particularly the island countries and small countries. And they can't understand why we are failing to realize that. Not because they just want to be dissatisfied. They don't even know what will happen before the coming conference.
Mexico did in Cancun, because they really made Cancun a much greater success than anyone expected on beforehand.
Because we need to have some form of global governance.
We don't have the financing mechanisms. Look at what Germany did. Germany is a wealthy country. They worked out the financing for becoming the... In Germany, the sun shines on average as much as it does in London. Got jobs out of it, net jobs. So we have to help the Caribbean. The Caribbean is a classic example.
In fact, undermine the commitment to a mining obligation. That has to be there.
Emissions, while Cancun underscored that progress kept the hope alive, at the end of this year, Durban beckoned us to act and deliver over these endless negotiations. Without further recrimination, it is time for us to exert all efforts to accept our own share of responsibility. While adaptation to climate change is of immediate priority, mitigation is the key to a green and secure future. My country, Bangladesh climate change strategy includes a 134-point adaptation and mitigation action plan. For immediate implementation of these plans, we have set up a climate change trust fund with US $300 million from our own resources. Already there has been encouraging progress in some areas. Of significance of afforesting 20% of our land mass to create a carbon sink. Bangladesh is deeply concerned about the rise in sea level due to global warming and the consequent displacement of people in the coastal area. A 1-meter rise in sea level would submerge a fifth of Bangladesh, replacing over 30 million people. Such phenomenal dislocation of people would have an unmanageably devastating impact on development, social order, and security of the country as well as the region. Therefore, we want to see an international framework being created addressing climate change-induced displacement, including its internal and external dimensions. I believe the source of the present and increasing global climate turbulence is in excessive carbon emissions. Therefore, our sincerest hope is to see in Durban the much sought after legally binding agreement on carbon emission reduction. It is imperative to realize the commitments by industrialized countries to cut carbon emissions based on the principle of common and differentiated responsibilities. We would also like to see greater voluntary action by non-Annex A parties of the Kyoto Protocol based on equity. As regards the specific action, we would like to see Durban offering the following. Number one, a global pact to face climate change challenges in the 4 recognized tracks of action: adaptation, mitigation, financing, and technology. Number 2, a balance between adaptation and mitigation to meet the present requirements as well as the priorities of the future. 3, concrete and robust support of the international community in the areas of transfer of technology for adaptation and mitigation actions. 4, external support to vulnerable countries as they identify climate change-related challenges and seek to convert them into opportunities for green development. 5th, operationalization of the Green Climate Fund as soon as possible and provisions for compensatory grant through UNFCCC to meet the full cost of adaptation for most vulnerable. Still, we have taken our action plan, but we need support. We need cooperation. So, all the panelists here and President Clinton, I thank you very much for this occasion. Thank you.
I think there's 3 speakers, the 2 before, and now I'm about to call on Prime Minister Sidibe from Mali. This is very important that we see by changing the way we produce and consume energy, and where the burden season, they may just have higher ocean levels that force an already very crowded country into a small. Then the next countries most likely to be hit are countries like Mali, hot. That include, by the way, and others on all the climate maps. So, Madam Prime Minister, tell us.
Men of good, people of goodwill to save our planet. I would first like to tell you that I represent his support to your fight and